built Minecraft's end cities. Most people say it was Enderman, but I'm not convinced. That's why in just 7 days, I'm going to code the ultimate end update to answer Minecraft's greatest mystery. It's day 1, so here's the game plan. I'm going to program a shadowy race of aliens that live in a magic library to protect a secret so powerful, it'll change Minecraft forever. But first, I investigated the end cities and I made some discoveries. End cities use materials from every dimension, meaning their architects were masters of interdimensional travel. And unlike Endermen who pick up and place down blocks randomly, whoever built the end cities were organized and highly intelligent. In fact, I think they were the same people who built the end portal and the stronghold, possibly ancient villagers from the plains regions who evolved into Minecraft's supreme faction after enduring centuries in the end. Please entertain my mental gymnastics. I just needed an excuse to use oak in this build. There's not a lot of blocks that look good with endstone. This build is already bonkers. Already, it's bigger than anything I've ever built. Next, we need a ceiling. I took some inspiration from Brian's Hermitcraft base in Season 8 and did a similar black stained glass and end rod trick to simulate a starry night sky. People complain all the time about how bad structures are in Minecraft, and I think what people miss is that they're supposed to be simple. If you spawn into a Minecraft world and before even punching wood, you see a masterpiece of art made by a professional Minecraft builder, it would just be a little bit demotivating because there's no way that you could compete with it. But by the time you see the structure, you would have been to every dimension, beat the final boss, raided multiple end cities. Ideally, this is going to be the absolute last step in Minecraft's progression. The goal here is to usher the player into the post-game, maybe humble them a bit, give them something to strive for, and inspire them with a few somewhat advanced building techniques. I want the end library to be a playful challenge to the player. For the first time, you see what is truly possible. And now, it's your turn. Well, I gave myself goosebumps. I'm off to bed. See you guys tomorrow. Welcome to day 2, and to stay on schedule, we gotta finish the outside today. Since I have a nasty habit of building from the inside out, we got a lot of work to do. But first, I realized I made a tremendous miscalculation. We need to save our build into a structure block before we can make it spawn naturally. This is the absolute biggest structure we can save. Son of a... Luckily, I'm a literal Jigsaw wizard, so we can save our library into tiny pieces and make the game build our mega library on the fly. I've done this a million times, although what was once intellectually stimulating has become pure torture. And apparently, I'm still not even that good at it, because when I loaded into a world, my structure was totally broken. I looked through every single structure block and configuration file for hours, dumbfounded as to why it wasn't working. In an act of total desperation, I made giant numbers in each corner to better understand what was actually happening. And oh, corner number 2 is somehow way over there. This jigsaw was connecting to that jigsaw incorrectly. Once I figured out the problem, I fixed it in like 2 seconds. But searching for this one silly mistake ate up most of my time for today, and I'm feeling pretty frustrated, especially since I only have myself to blame. It's day 3, and we are way behind schedule, but I woke up with a crazy idea. An idea so absurd, it would get me out of having to make an exterior at all. What if the reason we can't find the end city architects is because they were hiding in plain sight? What if they discovered a technique to bend the very light around their library, thus blending in with the void, making the biggest structure in all of Minecraft invisible to the naked eye, except from the bottom, where if you look at it from the right angle, it'll look like a giant rift in the fabric of space and time. Of all my ideas, this is the best, biggest, and most disgusting overestimation of my abilities. I spent probably 12 hours looking into this and I got nowhere. I found a mod called Literal Block of Sky that does exactly the same thing. I looked through the code and yeah, there was no way I was going to figure out custom shader rendering in one sitting. And frankly, I should have known better. I feel embarrassed that I even tried. As much as I just wanted to quit, I'm gonna see it through to the end. It's day 4, and for the sake of my sanity, I need to do something else. So I started modeling the Voidling, Minecraft's supreme faction that dominates every dimension from the shadows, a race closer to gods than man that have perfected the arts of toolsmithing and enchanting, and of course, are master aviators. The Wandering Merchant also has good vibes, so I took some inspiration from him as well. As you can see, they're a blend of villagers and endermen. I'd like to think that the ancient plains villagers that created the stronghold came to the end, saw an enderman for the first time, and was like, "Oh my god, those legs go on for miles." I made a few basic animations, and I got the Voidlings into the game without any issue. You know, things got pretty dark yesterday, and honestly, I needed this morale boost. And you'll notice that I figured out how to get the mob's eyes to glow. In my last video, I just could not get that working for the life of me, but this absolute goat named CPH101 downloaded my mod, came to my Discord server, and pointed out the flaw in my coding. People like this are why I love this community. There's so many smart and talented people. A lot of you guys join my Discord and show off these insane creations, some of which aren't even Minecraft related, but the fact that I see all of you constantly getting better at your craft is inspirational to me. Anyway, I spent a bit more time fleshing out the Voidling, and in my mind, they're a bunch of wimpy scholars, not warriors, so I made them afraid of confrontation. Next, I gave them sounds. I remixed the coos of a pigeon, and I got this. Finally, I gave them custom trades. Pop quiz, what is the most valuable resource in all of Minecraft? If you said netherite, you're wrong. It's your time. It is the only thing that you can never replenish. My goal is to create trades that reduce the tedium of Minecraft and help players get their hands on obscure or difficult to obtain blocks. Player economies are great with this. People trade diamonds for resources all the time. So basically, I'm gonna simulate what it's like having friends. That sounded way more depressing. If you've ever built an automated pumpkin farm, emeralds become basically meaningless. In fact, it's totally possible for the average player to build a house out of emerald blocks. And because these trades are going to be insane, Voidlings will only deal in diamonds. Level 1 will give exclusively max level enchantments. Level 2 will give you enderite tools and armor, which are even better than netherite. Levels 3 and 4 will offer a huge selection of completely random and difficult to obtain blocks. Again, Voidlings can travel to any dimension, so it makes sense that they have access to pretty much everything. And level 5 will give you something absolutely nuts. Hopefully, if tomorrow goes according to plan. I haven't coded it yet. You probably noticed these mustard-colored looking books over here. Well, these are Enlightenment Tomes, a new villager workstation. So you can take these home and give your villagers the Void Master profession with all of the same trades. They are looking so fly. Those glasses kill me. It's day 5, and after the fumbles of days 2 and 3, there is zero margin for error. Which isn't great because I've never made a custom enchantment or a custom item, and we're doing both of those today. Done. That was actually pretty easy. The elytra is the coolest item in all of Minecraft, and I feel like it deserves more enchantments than just mending and unbreaking. So I coded boost, which is like infinity, but for the elytra. When you press R on your keyboard, you get a little boost. When you hold it, you get a bigger boost. If you hold it for a really long time, you get a mega boost and break the sound barrier. Next, I coded the Void Compass, and as many of you have pointed out in my last video, yes, I'm 28, basically already 30, my life on this earth is dwindling, and I can't afford to spend what little time I have left walking back and forth in Minecraft. So I coded a Void Compass. You'll notice it has no needle. That's because you attach it to a lodestone and then right-click to teleport to it. It even works across dimensions. It's certainly powerful, and maybe it's just an age thing, but I feel like something like this would help me enjoy the game a lot more. And to balance it a bit, you can only get these from a maxed out level Void Master, making it the absolute final reward that a player would get in terms of progression. It's day 6, I've licked my wounds, I've focused on what I'm good at, and now I'm ready to redeem myself. I reflected on my past mistakes, and I realize now, I did everything possible to avoid making an exterior. It's by far my biggest weakness as a builder, but sometimes you have to face your fears head on. I sat laser focused, remembering every design principle I learned from studying the end cities on day 1. And this is by far the biggest and best thing I have ever built. I am completely exhausted, but this is worth it. It's our final day, and for the first time ever since I started making these videos, I have time left over. I want this library to feel even more magical, so I spent the day coding flying books, and it takes this build to the next level. Being able to do this was a childhood dream, and as you can tell by my glacial upload pace, these videos are a ton of work, but I love making them more than literally anything else in the world. If you're like me and struggle with math, y equals sin, somebody call a priest! You're gonna have a hard time making a Minecraft mod, which is why I love today's video sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant's courses make complex topics like coding fun and approachable. I wish I had Brilliant when I was first learning how to code because it would have made my life so much easier. There's courses in math, physics, data analysis, and so much more. So whether you're wanting to learn something completely new or sharpen an existing skill, Brilliant has a course for you. My favorite part about Brilliant is that it turns learning into a habit, giving you bite-sized lessons that you can do even if you only have a few minutes. I see learning new skills as an investment in yourself, and with Brilliant's hands-on learning approach, it's never been easier. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/Whimzee or click the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Also, huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, these videos wouldn't be possible. I really appreciate your support.